Ocala National Forest, here we are. And so begins my first ever challenge on the YouTube channel Barefoot Survival. Welcome. Familiar land for me. Very familiar land for me. Spent a lot of time out here. Hopefully that pays off, right? 4 days alone in a southeastern pine forest. Only a couple of items, no crew, nobody to look after me, all by myself. So before we get too far, I want to talk a little bit about what we're doing here. No food, no water. Well, I'm not bringing any food, I'm not bringing any water. Not bringing any shelter. Hopefully I can acquire all three of those myself. So I've only brought 3 items with me, aside from obviously my camera gear, which I'll list I'll list everything that I'm bringing in the description below to save some time as far as camera gear. I don't want to go over all that garbage. But as far as survival items, all I'm bringing is a pot, a fire starter, and a knife, which you'll see in a little bit. So you may be asking yourself, why is this guy doing it barefoot? Well, a couple of reasons. One, I feel closer to nature this way. Gotta be more careful with your steps, almost by design. Sometimes you get shoes on, you can kind of move through an area a little too quickly. Not pay attention. Also, that's just kind of how I grew up here in Florida. You grew up barefoot. Everybody was barefoot. It didn't matter, winter, summer, didn't matter. Didn't matter if the asphalt was 120 degrees, you just move a little bit faster on it. Didn't matter if there were sand spurs, you just brush them off. You just made it work. See beer cans everywhere. Wonderful. Actually might grab one of those. Definitely one of the shameful things that you find out here, and really anywhere in the world. There's always garbage. It's a pity, really. There's another beer can. I mean, if you want to come out and enjoy yourself out here, can you do it without leaving your crap everywhere? I think I found my watering hole. If my orientation skills are halfway as good as I think they are, we've made it. I've also found some stuff along the way. Found this garbage bag, which could be handy. I found the remains of a bird nest. Found a couple of empty cans that might be useful. And I don't know if this will be useful or not. It seems like some sort of wire for, it almost looks like earplugs. I think I'll need earplugs. But it's a bendable wire. Can maybe tie something with it, I don't know. Just found some garbage. But yeah, this is what I'll be drinking from. It's as smooth as glass. I'm gonna have to, I was really hoping to see some life in there. I don't see any life at all. Well, we'll come back to that later. But for now, I've set my bag down. I'm gonna do a little walk around the area to try and find a good campsite. And then, yeah, we'll see. Gotta start working on a place to sleep. Okay, this can work. Anyway, we're here. It's not the best site ever, I'll be honest. But I see some building material there that I can use. And I've kind of walked away from all the palms, but there's a massive dead tree over there that's perfect for firewood, dead pine tree. So there might even be some fat wood in it. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this spot. So get to work. I want to go ahead and show you what I got going on here for my shelter. The ground is full of roots, so it's really hard to dig in a Y-stick for a lean-to. So instead I'm doing a double tripod on either side with a ridgepole in the middle. I am now getting my sticks for the side here, and I'm going to do a couple of cross beams so that I have something to attach to, and then I'm going to go find one of them saw palmetto forests that I saw on the way in. There's a ton of cabbage palm out here. Well, we'll talk more about that later. But what I'm really looking for is saw palmetto, and then we're getting there. I'm going to keep on going. I'd like to get this done, at least mostly done today. I probably won't get all of the roof shingling done, but at least one section if it does rain, I'll have at least one dry spot to get under. Other than that, it's looking good. So what I'm doing here is my way of getting cordage out here in a pine forest. It's pretty simple. You just look about 6 or 8 feet away at the base from the nearest pine tree, and you dig a couple inches down, and you'll start to see these long, thin roots just under the surface. It can be a little bit tedious to get them, but overall it's one of the easier methods. And it works pretty well. Once you get it, you get enough of it pulled out, and then you can go ahead and cut it. Once you cut it, you'll notice that it might be very stiff. The reason why is because it still has the skin on it. So what I'm about to do here, as you'll see, is I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to trim or shave the skin off of the root. And this allows the soft, juicy part on the inside. So it creates a very malleable piece of cordage. And don't worry about getting too much, because if it dries out, you can soak it in water to use it again. And once you tie it around your shelter, you'll find that it's actually once it dries, it kind of hardens into place. So it's almost like when you wet a deer skin and you use it and it dries and it compresses. Everything you tie with these roots will stay tied pretty effectively as it dries. It'll do, right? For tonight. It's not supposed to rain. It actually did drizzle for a minute, and I kind of frantically threw my cameras back into my bag. Gotta love swamp water with a bunch of stuff floating in it. Won't hurt you though. That is my second pot of water. It's pretty important to stay hydrated, even if you don't think you need to hydrate. I mean, it's pretty easy to know when you need to be hydrated when you're sweating and it's hot. But if you don't pay attention to it, when you're not sweating and when you're not hot, you can dehydrate yourself very easily, and you can start to feel sick and you don't know why. You think you're hungry or you think you're tired, but you really are denying your body the fluids it needs. And that can lead to all sorts of things like increased heart rate and bad decision making. Anywho, it's not great. It's not perfect. While there was a lot of wood around here, there's not a lot of palms that I can use around here. And I do want to explore the area, so we're going to do that now. It's about 4:30, and yeah, we're going to check the area out. I haven't quite decided whether I'm going to let the fire continue or not. It's smoldering right now. I don't feel too comfortable walking away from it for an extended period while it's raging, because you know I don't want to burn the forest down. That's not why I'm out here. Anyway, time to explore. Okay, here we have a saw palmetto next to yet another cabbage, but that's okay. The way you can tell it's a saw palmetto and can cut into it, I don't know if it's even showing up, but there's little barbs, little itty bitty barbs on the palm fronds. This is going to serve a couple of purposes. These are much larger palms than what I was able to harvest over by my campsite, and the heart's in there. What you're looking for to know if it's good is see this new shoot here, how it's all young looking. That tells us there's a decent size heart in there. A couple more weeks, maybe a month, this would be even better, but I'm here now. I see a little spidey web in there. Gotta be careful. There's black widows. That's definitely not a black widow spider web, but black widows can go in these. But I'm gonna go ahead and hack away at this. It's way too long to record. It's gonna probably burn about 200 calories to do it, but hopefully it'll be worth it. So here goes nothing. All right, so wanted to show you where I'm at here. I've made it to the heart, and see that brown? That's rot. It's a little rotted, which is pretty disappointing after that amount of work. So that part is worthless, and that's where the main chunk is. But there's still going to be a decent snack here. Probably 40 calories, maybe 50 calories. But it's something going in my stomach on day one. I'll take it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right. Sun's going down. Dang it. Pretty good day one, I think. Got water, got fire, got half a shelter. Could have finished it, but didn't really feel the need to be rushed. I sweat a lot and I wanted to rehydrate, but I don't know if you can hear it. I hear a lot of frogs down by the water, and I mean a lot of frogs. So tomorrow we're making a frog sticker. I don't know how that's gonna go, because I actually went down and got some water about a half hour ago before it got really dark. And there was a couple down there, and they jumped away pretty quickly. So they're skittish, but they're there, so that gives me something to aim for. And I'll be dreaming about that tonight, frog legs. Anyway, that's it. Day one in the books. See y'all tomorrow. Good night. Good morning. Got a little chilly last night. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, I knew it was going to get into the mid 60s, but I didn't expect it to chill me like that. I guess there was a little bit of a breeze, and I let my fire go out because I didn't really feel like stoking it all night long, because that's a job in itself. And turns out that was a bit of a mistake. It's all right though. I survived. There was something clomping around in the bushes back there. I'd say not big, but medium size. It might have been a possum or a raccoon. Could have been a rabbit, but I don't think so. But it was bouncing around, and I stood up and went, "Hey!" And it ran away. Whatever it was. But yeah, I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna do a little walk around. I'm gonna look for, well, anything. Lizards, snakes. I don't have high hopes, but I mean, I have high hopes, but I don't have high expectations. Let's put it that way. Anyway, there you go. Day 2. Let's go. I'm excited. I'm hungry. Well, I'm really not that hungry. But I know I will be. Not the tastiest thing out here. Is that a bud? No, I thought I saw a fruit bud. There, somebody took a little chomp here, huh? That probably didn't end well. There's some decent sized pads here. This is a pretty good pad. I don't know if I'll be able to find this again if I don't take it now. Can get it off without killing the plant. I'm trying not to kill the plant. There we go. So the problem is actually these guys. So I don't even know if it's going to show, but once you start to cut into them, there's these tiny itty bitty little thorns. And you got to get rid of all of them. And yes, this is the way to do it. You rub a sharp knife over it, like this. And you slowly get them off. You're gonna get yourself some. It's inevitable. But you want to get it on your hands and not your mouth. Because last thing you want is these guys sticking into your tongue or your lip or the back of your throat. There you go, breakfast. Okay, so I got it cleaned up, and my hands are full of thorns, the little itty bitty thorns that feel wonderful. They will work themselves out over time. And it will be a painful reminder every single time. But the most important thing is to not have them on my fingers, because they can very easily transfer from my fingers to the cactus to my mouth. That's not what we want. The fire died. Trying to keep this going. There we go. So I did not do a very good job. Of all that, this is all I got out of it. This is a big knife. This is a big knife to be doing this with, and not having like a multi-tool or something to also help me hold it. Not great. So a lot of people actually like this stuff. I don't like cucumber very much, and it tastes like cucumber. But it's a few calories. I've never eaten this before and not gotten a thorn in my mouth, so maybe today's the first time. But you got to pay attention because depending on how you cut, these little brown guys, those will get you. So you got to eat around them or cut them off. Anyway, no use sitting here watching me eat this. I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to work on my shelter as I see clouds rolling in. And then we'll see what's next. Time to head down to the water and try out the Frog Poker 2000. Not the sharpest edges I ever could have hoped for, but kind of limited with the knife I have. It's already getting dull on day 2. Wonderful. And I don't have any means to sharpen it out here. There's no rocks or anything. I'm going to leave this smoldering in anticipation. High hopes, low expectations. Time to be quiet. Let's see if we can see some froggies. It's not really the right time of day to do this, but I'm kind of excited to use this, so here goes nothing. See lots of baby frogs. Can't do nothing with that. But there's baby, there's mama. Ugh. Down to my knee. I had a feeling that was going to happen. All right, well, that was a complete fail, but that's okay. Actually, what I want to do, I want to clear a spot for my water gathering. This is where I've been going to get water. If I could move a lot of this crap out of the way. Let's use the other side of the stick, shall we? If I can move a lot of this crap out of the way, maybe the next time I come back for water, which is going to be pretty soon actually, it'll be a little cleaner. All right, let the dust settle. Clear a little spot. I was hoping I could walk on this, but maybe where it's green right there, I almost need a bridge. Ideally, I want to find a little island to sit on and just wait for the frogs to come. And I gotta do it at night. Not during the day. How the heck is there husk out here? You see that? Was that stuck to me? That probably was stuck to my butt, wasn't it? That's my tinder right there. What's that doing right there? Must have been stuck to my butt. That probably looked pretty funny walking out. All right, well, that was a fail. And I know you can't really tell, but I don't know, can you? Clouds are getting dark. I think there might be a rain coming. So I'm glad I focused on shelter first today. All right, I'm gonna head back to camp. Grab my bucket of water, or grab my pot, and start boiling some water so I have a full pot. Well, we are raining. I know it doesn't really show on camera, but it's raining pretty good. I'm mostly dry, kind of. It's doing okay. My feet are wet because this is just a lean-to. Lean-tos are not very good shelters, to be totally honest. Yeah, I might turn this into something enclosed tomorrow. The forecast has changed. There's only supposed to be a 35% chance. Now it's an 80% chance. And it might rain nonstop until tomorrow. But that's okay. We're here. I got a pot of water. I'll be all right. I'm just going to sit it out and wait it out. See you guys later. So we had a little break in the rain. So I decided to start working on getting some poles to enclose my shelter. And I was cutting a pole, and as I was pulling on it, a branch kicked up and hit my knife into my shin. It's not too bad, to be honest. Fortunately, it hit the bone here, so it didn't go too deep. I've already stopped the bleeding, but as you can see, it is an open wound. I have, with my camera gear, I have some electrical tape. Nice and sanitary. So I'm going to go ahead and try to, once the rain stops again, close it up a little bit. This hampers a few things. I'm not super comfortable going knee deep in the pond anymore with this. So my frog hunting dreams are crushed. For now. I also have plastic bags for keeping these cameras dry if I have to record in the rain. So I might try something around the cut with tape, with electrical tape, to potentially seal it. But it's a risk. Electrical tape doesn't really stick to skin that well. But it's a thought that I might try. But for now, this also means that I can't walk to where the better water is. I got to get the gross water. which I haven't even shown you what my water looks like. Mmm. Yummy. Oh, jeez, almost dropped it. That would have sucked, especially now. But what I do is I let that settle. And then I drink it. And then when it gets down to the last, like, that much, I dump it and get new, but yeah. Shit happens, right? All right, still raining. It does seem like it's slowing down again, so I might head back out there, try to clean up this wound a little bit, and then get back to work on the shelter. Okay, I went ahead and did it today because it stopped raining, but more is coming. It looks nasty, and I hear some thunder too. Anyway, let me show you. I have converted my lean-to into an A-frame. Pretty much all that's in there right now is some recording crap. Oh, I see a spot I missed actually right now. Right there. But I'm too tired. I'm exhausted. I'm gonna hang out and rehydrate and get ready for the sun to come down and get rained on. Also, for an update, that's what I did. Electrical tape. Whew. Long day. But I got some stuff done. It just stopped raining, finally. I did do another little walk around to try to get some food, and unfortunately, bubkiss, but that's okay. This place is devoid of life, I swear. When I saw those two lizards, I got hopeful, but I don't even see snake skins, let alone snakes. I don't see no squirrels. I think I saw rat poop, but I don't see any rats or signs of their like hole. But I'm gonna keep at it. Keep at it. I saw another saw palmetto today, and I went, might have to grab that tomorrow because I'm getting hungry. But either way, shelter's doing just fine. It's not perfect. It's not, you know, there's a few drips here and there, but it's, for the most part, keeping me dry. Spent a lot of time in it today. My fire's completely gone, but I'm not worried about it because it's supposed to rain all night, so there's no sense in trying to keep it going. I put some fire making materials in here to keep it dry, and there's my husks. So should be able to get a fire going tomorrow if I need to. Well, I'm gonna need to. I'm gonna need a bowl of water. Still drinking swamp water. All right, I'm gonna turn in early. Try to get a little bit of sleep before it gets cold, and then I'm really not sleeping much at all. Good night. Whew. Good morning. Day 3. It's raining real hard. And I'm cold. Shelter's holding up okay, but a lot of rain is coming through because it's raining really hard outside. It's about, I don't know, 6-ish, 6:15-ish. Stayed pretty dry all night. It only drizzled once or twice, but it went away. And then it's kind of funny. I had a dream that it was the sun was rising. So I got up all excited. Hey, all right, I don't have to be cold anymore. And then I did the worst thing you should do. I looked at the clock. 1:45 a.m. Anyway, not much I can do except wait this out. So, and hope I don't get soaked. Shelter's holding up though. And it's raining hard. Anyway, see you guys later. Now here is something I could potentially use. Pine bark from a dying dead tree. If I could, I mean, it's brittle, but if I can get these back in one piece, it's not enough for my whole shelter, but it should be enough to make a dry spot. So this is a pretty big, hopefully this is a big score. I'm gonna bring all of it back. every piece I can get. And then, yeah, that might do it. That might give me a dry spot. I'm excited. So here you go. This is what we're looking at. Hard material to work with. It's extremely brittle. I wanted to sort of work it into the ferns to hold it in place, but it's so brittle it just breaks in your hand. Here, like that wasn't even like a quarter pound of pressure, and it just breaks. So I don't know how effective this will be. I'm sure it'll be better than what I had, but I think if I have a really strong rain, a lot of these pieces are going to fall off. But either way, at least the very tip top of my shelter should be sufficiently dry now. Check it out, termites. It's a small meal. Okay, so you can kind of see what I've got going on here. I have sort of like feeder logs that come from the outside in. And now what I'm going to do, well, first I'm going to boil this water. I'm super thirsty, but I'm not going to just leave it as water. Watch out now, not burn the shelter down. I'm going to throw in some pine needles. So bring it to a boil, then set it on top of the coals, so off of the direct flame. Throw in the pine needles and let it simmer for like 10-15 minutes. And I'll get a nice little boost of vitamin C. I don't need to record that, but you get the idea. So some termites and some pine needle tea. Stuffed. Now doesn't that look appetizing? Had it before. It's not very good, but it will give me some vitamin C. Yep, that's pine needle tea. It's actually not too bad. Last time I had it, it was really turpentine-y. This time it's not so bad. I'm actually going to force myself to drink all of this, so I can get a good vitamin C boost. The reason why I say force is because it's pretty dirty, and I don't like drinking this dirty stuff, but I don't have many other options out here. So, bottoms up. Figured it was time for a little update. We are approaching the end of the day here, day 3. I have made a couple more trips out, but they're probably not going to make the cutting room floor because nothing happened. I did find a glove. So if I get too cold tonight, I can warm up one of my hands. But really what I like it for is grabbing the pot of water that's boiling off of the flame. That handle gets pretty hot. I've splashed a lot of water pulling it off. I try to use a stick, but the way the pod is designed, it opens the handle off, and that's no good. I'm definitely feeling the fatigue. The days are now feeling much longer. Day one felt like a breeze, but now I'm noticing that I have to take breaks and rest in between activities because my heart is a pounding. For example, I just rested for an hour, and then I just got some firewood. No, that's not enough to get me through the night, but that is out there. So now I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. I want to go out and look for some more food, but I just need to rest. But that's okay. I'll get another opportunity before the sun sets. Anyway, I'm gonna rest because that's what we're doing. And then maybe it'll rain, maybe it won't, but I'm gonna get back out there. Also, you can see I'm shirtless because I got hot. With the fire in here, it gets warm during the day. So hopefully it's warm tonight too. Anyway, I'll be back. Well, that's it for day 3. In the books. I went out on another hunt. Nothing. I don't even see any signs of life at all. Nothing. It is devoid of wildlife out here. It's raining. It's just a light drizzle. But I mean, it's pretty much on and off all day. But for now, it's nice and cozy in here. It's nice and warm. I'm very dry. This shelter upgrades paid off dividends. Very dry. I mean, there's the occasional drip that comes through. I mean, it's palm fronds. What do you expect? But yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. So I'm pretty happy. I'll be able to sleep even if it rains all night. I mean, if it pours, no, I'll probably be awake for that. But I should be able to sleep all night, even if it rains a little bit. So I'm excited for that. And that's yeah, that's it. Hopefully we can get something a little bit more substantial to eat on day 4. All right. Good night. See ya. Good morning. Whew, that was a long night. But I guess they're all long out here, huh? I don't know yet if I'm gonna let this fire stay all day. I have a bad feeling about today. I have a bad feeling that today is gonna be gross, like this all day, rainy and wet. And I don't know if I'm gonna want to bother to keep it going, to be honest. I might just let the fire die and worry about it later. I don't know. I know it's a hassle to get it going again, but maintaining it with firewood all day seems like such a hassle. So we'll see. But right now, it's drizzling outside. So I don't really want to go out there yet. I'm hungry, of course, but I don't want to go out there yet. So I'm just gonna hang out in here. Hopefully something exciting happens soon. I'm pretty bored. I remember seeing this on an episode of Survivor Man with Les Stroud, where he made a hook out of a bottle cap. Now, the way he edited it, it cut a lot of that process out, and he also was using a multi-tool.
I am using a giant knife. But I'm going to try anyway, and hopefully not cut myself. I really just bent this. Bending it pretty bad. Yeah, nope. Fail. Okay, I think I'm on to something. I need to do it slightly differently. I got another cam. This may not be possible with this giant knife. But I am trying anyway. Boy, he made it look so easy on his show. I assure you, it is not. Especially not with this freaking monster. You know, hindsight is 20/20. I'm regretting bringing this and not like a buck knife. I will say it has made certain things easier. Like chopping larger logs. But I could really use like a small buck or like a multi-tool. Well, I have kind of a hook. Now, the trick will be getting a root long enough to attach it here. And then trying to get it to work. So, I guess I'll be digging for roots. Well, look what we found. I was just walking my path on the way from my shelter to where I was building the bridge. I had to take a break. And I found myself a very small meal. Little cricket. He's pretty. Or she, or whatever. But it is what it is. So the trick to these guys is you pull off the head and it pulls out the guts. You also pull out the legs and the wings because those will just get stuck in your teeth. And then you cook them. So I'll come back. I won't show that, but I'll come back once that's ready. Try not to think about it. It's not so bad. One, maybe a half a gram of protein. That'll fill me up. Actually wasn't half bad. Back to the bridge. So, went down there to do the bridge. Found 2 dead trees that I chopped down. Probably burned 400 to 500 calories. Ironically, I felt a little boost of energy, albeit a small one. Whew, that fire from the cricket. Gosh. The wind has picked up, which on one end is nice. The other end is terrible because it's all coming this way, which is right where my fire is. That pot is concerning me. I feel like it's about to fall over. Keeping an eye on it. Probably making another bad decision. Speaking of bad decisions, I lost the fishing line and hook. And then I found it. It was by my camera. So then I had the bright idea of putting it over my shoulder and then carrying the large pole that I just chopped down, a dead tree, with it still on my shoulder, and it's gone. I lost it a second time. You think you would have learned from the first time. No, not me. I gotta move this fire, it's too close to me. Woo! So when you're tired and hungry and weak, you can make bad judgment calls. And I've made some bad judgment calls today by being so careless with that fishing line and hook. I mean, I could potentially go find another aluminum can somewhere. There's plenty of garbage out here. But I'm just feeling a little weak. I think I'm just gonna boil a couple pots of water, rehydrate. Hopefully this pot doesn't tilt over and I gotta grab it. Frick. Okay, I've moved it. It's still getting some flame. And that's probably the rest of my day 4. It's just drinking water.